I said 6 months ago, Joe Biden is a formidable candidate.
The Kennedy family endorses Joe Biden for president.
We'll never win another election because we haven't given our voters anything to vote for.
Republicans are licking their wounds and accepting defeat as in clip after clip, it seems they finally are admitting this race may not be the cakewalk they wanted to pretend it would be, and that they might be in for the same trouncing that they got in 2020. So I've got a few clips to look at of exactly this, just right-wing cope at its finest, as well as one for the third-party gremlins as well. But let's start with Charlie Kirk.
In the state of Georgia, Joe Biden has 14 field offices. In the state of Pennsylvania, Joe Biden has 14 field offices. In the state of Michigan, Joe Biden has 20 field offices. In the state of Wisconsin, Joe Biden has 44 field offices. In the state of Arizona, Joe Biden has 8 field offices. In Nevada, Joe Biden has 2 field offices. Between all of them, Joe Biden has 450 full-time people on staff in 9 states, and all 9 out of 9 swing state directors. Now, based on all of our data, we do not believe Donald Trump has a single field office in any one of those states yet open. And that does not count Joe Biden's advertising advantage. It does not count his ability to control the mainstream media. I said this and people laughed. I said 6 months ago, Joe Biden is a formidable candidate.
We've covered this on the channel too, but you just love hearing it from right-wingers, even the completely delusional kind finally having to admit it's not looking good. Nominating a candidate with legal charges through the roof that he will have to self-fund to even have a hope of getting out of might not be the best strategy. Who would have thought? Especially when he clearly doesn't care to siphon campaign funds for personal use. Just ask Stormy Daniels about that. And if that wasn't good enough, it was followed up by Marjorie Taylor Greene also chiming in.
And the future of our Republican Party is very bleak when Republicans in Congress can never follow through. When Republicans in Congress put America last and countries like Ukraine first. We aren't going to have a future Republican Party, Steve. We'll never win another election because we haven't given our voters anything to vote for.
I mean, you love to hear it. Republicans are just imploding now, and it largely comes from their abandonment of actual policy positions or legislative agendas to elect people like Marjorie who just bring chaos, and now they're largely failing on the chaos front. So where do you turn from there? You know, they've proved unable to impeach anyone. They haven't been able to obstruct legislation fully. They're doing better now, but Biden was able to get 3 pieces of major legislation passed at least. When they do obstruct legislation like the border bill, it comes back to bite them as the American people aren't nearly as gullible as they hope they are. And now that they don't know what to do, they're running around like lost chickens waiting to chop each other's heads off and oust each other or vacate their chairs or something.
President Biden has been a champion for all the rights and freedoms that my father and uncles stood for. That's why nearly every single grandchild of Joe and Rose Kennedy supports Joe Biden. That's right. That's right. The Kennedy family endorses Joe Biden for president.
And thus makes RFK the first presidential candidate to not have his own family's endorsement. Don't fact check me on that one. But it is hilarious that his family is going to all this length to support Biden while they have a family member in the race, and RFK still expects people to take him serious. And then all the while that this nonsense is happening, you have Fox News continuing to talk about this hush money 2016 election interference trial that started, and specifically giving really detailed descriptions of the jurors involved in a kind of subtle but not really subtle intimidation tactic, as they're also listing off their workplaces and all this information to the extent that one has already been removed after expressing concerns of her privacy, where people at her workplace were asking her if she was the juror after watching Fox and getting these descriptions. This is clear-cut juror intimidation, and it's inexcusable. I can't believe that like legal charges can't be brought, and I hope that she, for one, sues Jesse for everything she can and wins. But they love to talk about these kind of unfair arenas or circumstances that'll be against Trump, but this is them doing exactly that and pressuring jurors to be scared to go against Trump, which just even further speaks to their desperation, and not just around this particular case, but the entire state of the Trump administration and campaign going into 2024. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together. Peace.